Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Cards and Dice TV with Tony Porter, and we are playing out our last game of a project where 5 or 6 different managers. It started out with 5. I think we have 6 now. Play a number of games in a particular season, and then we bring all the stats together. Each of us plays 32 games. I think one set was divided amongst 2, so each manager played 16 games. We're replaying the 1980 Oakland A's season, and we're going to compile all the stats and present them for Fall Classic Baseball. We're joining the action here in the top of the 7th inning. It's Kansas City at Oakland. It's Brian Kingman against Paul Splittorff. Both starters are still in the game. We got to take a look at that now because Paul Splittorff can go 28 batters. And let's see, he has gone 18 and 3. He's got 21, so he still has a ways to go. Brian Kingman can go 32, and he's gone 27, so he's got a little ways to go. We are in the top of the 7th. It's going to be Willie Wilson, the center fielder, followed by Frank White, the second baseman, and John Wathan, the left fielder. Batting cleanup is Willie Aikens. 5th is Darrell Porter. 6th is Jamie Quirk, the third baseman. 7th is Clint Hurdle, the right fielder. Pete Lecoq is at first base, batting 8th, and batting 9th is Dave Chalk, who's replacing UL Washington, who was hurt in a fly ball collision out in left field earlier in the game. So let's get down to, we're pulling fast action cards. We are in the top of the 7th. The score is 2-2. And it's going to be a 52, which is a potential error on the center fielder. So we're going to pull a card. We're going to see if we can get, Brian Kingman's an A, by the way. 1-4 is a KD out, and it's got 20, so that's not going to work. So we're going to pull a card now for the error in center field. Murphy is out there, Dwayne Murphy, and he is a error rating of 4. So we're going to look at 7, and we rolled a 14, so that's a ball that Murphy had drive to center field, and Murphy runs it down for out number 1. And Brian Kingman's going to pitch to Frank White with 1 out. Frank White's 2 for 3. Today's got 2 singles. And the 7 is going to be a 34. 34 is a blank. We go to Brian Kingman, and that's going to be a fly ball to left field. Ricky Henderson makes the catch. That's 2 down. And here comes John Wathan, right-handed hitter. He's a left fielder today. Here is the pitch, and that's a 36. 36 a blank. We go to Brian Kingman's 36, and that's going to be a fly ball left field. Ricky Henderson in the gap, and he runs it down to retire the side. All right, go to the bottom of the 7th. It's 2-2. It's going to be Tony Armas, Jim Essien, and Jeff Newman. Armas is 1 for 2. He's singled and flied out. Paul Splittorff on the mound for the Kansas City Royals. He was 14-11 with a 1.3 whip and 33 games started, 200 innings pitched. Here's the pitch to Armas, and that is a 12. 12 is going to be a fly ball deep left field. John Wathan on the run, and he tracks it down at the warning track. So Armas gave it a ride, but the wind must be blowing in. Here is Jim Essien. Essien is 0 for 2 today. That's a 43. 43 is a blank. Splittorff on a 43 is going to be a fly ball left field. This time it's a shallow left field, and Wathan racing in, Chalk going back, and Wathan calls him off. 2 out. Jeff Newman. That's a 42. 42 is a blank. Go to Splittorff, and that is going to be a ground ball hit hard down the line. Jamie Quirk up with it, fires the first. Low throw, but scooped out by Lecoq for the final out. We go to top of the 8th inning. 3 up, 3 down for Paul Splittorff there. And it's going to be Willie Mays Aikens starting off the top of the 8th inning. It's Aikens. Then on deck is Darrell Porter, and then it's Jamie Quirk. Hope everybody's doing well out there, surviving COVID. And here's going to be the pitch to Willie Aikens. We're looking at, if it's a 41, that's a blank. And on Kingman's A, it's going to be ball 4. So we got a base runner. Aikens is a slow runner. Aikens is playing DH. I don't know if I want to fast run it. You know what? We can bring in Hal McRae. So the pinch run, Hal McRae is going to come in as pinch runner, and then he'll stay in there to be the DH. So we got a fast runner now with nobody out. Here's Darrell Porter. He's a lefty hitter. He's 1 for 3 today, singled and grounded out twice. I'm going to pull a card, and that is a 53, which is a range. We're going to check what it's to. It's, you know what? Let's pull the card for the KD. KD is going to be potential strikeouts 1 to 4. We're going to look at top of the 8th, and it's a 17, so it's not going to be a KD. So we're going to find out. It's going to be a right field base hit single if he doesn't catch it in right field. Tony Armas got good range at a 15, and we pull a 10. So that's Armas runs it down in the gap, and he makes a nice running catch. Let's just. So that is 1 out. Jamie Quirk is up. He's the third baseman today for the Royals. Here's a pitch from Kingman, and that's an 11. Quirk is a 1-2 single, otherwise it's an out. We roll an 18, so that's going to be a ground ball to the first baseman. And a strong arm first baseman goes to second for 1 and back to first for the double play, and he gets it. Newman with a great play goes to second for 1, back to first, and the pitcher covers. And it's a 3-6-1 double play to retire the side. All right, we go bottom of the 8th inning, 2-2 ball game. It's going to be Mickey Klutz, Dave McKay, and Rob Piccolo. So here's the Klutz has a 2-run homer today. He's 1 for 2. That's a 23. 23 is going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. Klutz back to the dugout. Here's Dave McKay with a 16, and that is going to be a strikeout. So back-to-back Ks for Splittorff. And here's Rob Piccolo, 16, and he strikes out the side. Yes, sir. So Splittorff brings it and strikes out the side here in the bottom of the 8th. We go to top of the 9th in a 2-2 ball game. It's going to be Clint Hurdle, Pete Lecoq, and Dave Chalk in the top of the 9th for the Kansas City Royals. We are playing Fall Classic Baseball. This is the final game of my 32. It's 5 managers. Each play 32 games. The last one plays 34 games. And we're compiling all the stats. And we'll report them in, and then we'll add them all up. So Clint Hurdle is going to bat against Brian Kingman. We'll check Kingman if he allows a base runner. We'll check to see how he's doing on his batters faced. You know what? I'm going to shuffle these cards. I got a meeting at 8 in the morning today. What time is it? It's 2 hours. Yeah, I got about 2 hours, 2.5 hours. All right. Again, we're shuffling the cards here for the last inning to make sure we get some random results, as random as we can manage. Can't roll any dice. Everybody's sleeping here. It's very early in the morning. Don't want to wake anybody up. So we got dice on our right, which are out of the picture. You're not seeing that. I just dropped some cards. So let's pick those up. All right. Here goes. Top of the ninth, 2-2 ball game. Brian Kingman versus Clint Hurdle. So Hurdle with a swing and a miss, strike 3, and Brian Kingman gets him on strikes. Next is Pete Lecoq. Brian Kingman checks the sign, winds and deals. That's a 46. That's a ballpark result. Ballpark result is going to be a 4. And here at he's a lefty here at Oakland. That's going to be a foul ball. So we're going to roll again for Lecoq. And it's going to be a 26, and that versus right is going to be a ground ball base hit through the right side. Tony Armas plays it, gets it into McKay. So Lecoq is on at first. He's slow. And he's at first base. Let's see if I get a pinch runner for him. I really would like somebody to play first base. Let's see if I have somebody. On. I don't see that I have anybody that can play first base, really. So I may have to leave Lecoq to run. Oh, okay, I got Jerry Terrell. He only had 16 at-bats. I don't know that he's on the roster. Onyx Concepcion with 15 at-bats. George Brett is injured, I believe, as I haven't seen him in this series. Rusty Torres, an outfielder. Jose Cardinal with 50 at-bats. Can't play first. I don't really have anybody else who can play first. Normally, who do I have at first? Wathan can play first, and I can bring in a left fielder. Let's see who we got going here. We do have an injury today, and we have used Hal McRae. And I'm looking to see. Okay, I got Ken Phelps, who had 4 at-bats. He's probably not with the team. Then I got a name guy, German Barranca, with no at-bats. I used up Washington was injured earlier. Oh, Amos Otis. Okay, all right. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bring in Amos Otis to run, and then we'll use Wathan at first base. I'm pretty sure Wathan can play Watson is in left field. We'll put Amos Otis out there. Let's see, Watson, can he play first base? Yes, he can. All right, figured it out. We get a pinch runner for Pete Lecoq, who's a slow runner. And that's going to be Amos Otis. Defensive sub. Well, we're going to put him in the outfield, so I want to say no to that and then just pop it in. All right, Dave Chalk with one out, runner on first, and Chalk is not a really good hit and run guy, so we're going to avoid that. Just swing away with Chalk. That's a 55. Oh, that's going to be trouble. A 55 is going to be a potential triple splits. And we're looking at rolling a D20, and we got a 6. And that's going to be a ball that's driven in the gap. That's going to split the outfielders and roll to the wall. Amos Otis, who's fast, is going to hold. With 2 outs, we would have had an assist. We're going to have second and third here. Say Dave Chalk double. And up comes Willie Wilson. Now, this is something I don't do very often. Willie Wilson. We're going to play the infield in here. And we are going to try a squeeze. Willie Wilson is a 4. So he's going to get down to a 2. Let's see, you know what? Let's see if I'm looking for my bunt chart. It's together with my hit and run chart. All right, bunting. And then let's see, a squeeze bunt. Reduce the rating by 2. If batter misses the ball on the first roll, runner out at home. If batter gets the bunt down, runner on third scores. So we're rolling 1 die. As long as we don't roll a 6 would be a strikeout, I believe. 4, let's see, there are 2. All right, first roll the batter gets the bunt down. If greater than it's a strikeout. Just 1 roll needed in this case. Yeah, so this is too many. There's 4 out of 6 chances that it's a strikeout. And if there is a strikeout, batter misses the ball on a first roll, runner is out at home. So there's too much of a chance of a strikeout there. Unless I use the other optional rule, which is 2-strike bunt option. Many players like this option. First roll is greater than it's only 2 strikes on the batter, not a strikeout. But that wouldn't make sense in this case with a squeeze play, in effect. Unless I do a safety squeeze. And I got to figure out how to do a safety squeeze. So that's the next thing, because this is too draconian. It's too extreme here. There's 4 out of 6 chances that he strikes out. Let me look at the other results. Only if second roll is a 1. All right, let's see. Yeah, so we're not going to be able to do this right now. I don't think it's in the best interest of the Royals here to do a squeeze play. Too dangerous. Willie Wilson. He's going to swing away against Brian Kingman. Let's see what Brian Kingman's looking like. He can go 32, and he's gone 36. So we are going to pull him. And we are going to bring in the reliever, Bob Lacey. He's the main guy. Bob Lacey, pretty good pitcher. He's a lefty. He'll be facing Willie Wilson, who's a switch hitter. So Kingman is out. Lacey is in. 1 out, second and third. 2-2 ball game, top of the ninth. The Royals are threatening, playing Fall Classic baseball. And infield obviously is in. Klutz, Piccolo, McKay, and Newman all on the grass. And we're going to have the, well, not the outfield. I don't want to bring them in because the ball over their head will score 2 runs. This is not a walk-off situation. But definitely want to prevent that go-ahead run from scoring in this 2-2 ball game. So here goes. We're going to pull a card and look at that 9th inning. It's going to be a 43. Oh, I never rolled to see what Lacy is. Well, let's do that. Let's roll a d20 and see. He is an A pitcher, so Lacy comes in. He's an A pitcher. And we pulled a 43. And on Willie Wilson's card, that's going to be a blank. We're going to go to Lacy. A 43 is going to be with the infield in. He's batting from the right side. Second and third, it's going to be runners advance. Oh, runners advance, batter out. But if I have the infield in, that is a hard hit ground ball and past. That's past the diving third baseman. And that's going to score a run. So it's a 3-2 ball game now. Lacy throws left. And then Wilson should be a switch hitter. Let's see, he should be batting from the right side. He is. That's weird. They got. So Lacy is he throws left. All right, that's in place. All right, so Wilson pulls the ball past the diving Klutz, and that's going to score a run. Runners on first and third. Again, the infield is in. For Frank White. Pitch from Lacy. That's going to be a 65. That's a -4 on a home run. He had 7 home runs, Frank White did. So it's a -4 on an A. Goes to 1-4. Is a 3-run home run here by Frank White. So 4 or less. And we are going to roll a 2. So that's a deep drive off the bat of Frank White. And back goes Henderson to the track, to the wall. That's out of here. 3-run shot. And that's going to be 6-2. That's going to break it wide open here. So Lacy does not do the job, and we're going to pull Lacy immediately and bring in Jones. Jeff Jones is coming in. Maybe a little bit too late. Maybe we should have had Jones in there. But Lacy was an A, so what can you do? So the loss is going to be on Kingman, because he allowed a couple of base runners before he was pulled. So we're looking for, I believe his name is Jeff Jones. Here he is, and we're going to see, we're going to roll to see what he's going to be. What kind of bullpen session he had. Throw that D20, and that's going to be a 12, so he's going to be a B. So Jones is a B. It is now 6-2. They picked up the Royals picked up 4 runs in the top of the ninth. The big hit being the 3-run home run by Frank White. And it's John Wathan. Here's a pitch. It's a 62. And Jones, that's going to be a swing and a miss for a strikeout. 2 outs. And here's Hal McRae. Hal McRae is the DH. All right. And there he is. Hal McRae came in to run for, I believe it was Willie Mays Aikens. So here's a pitch from Jeff Jones to Hal McRae with 2 outs, nobody on. That's a 12. And the 12 is going to be a hard hit ground ball to shortstop Piccolo. Up with it, fires the first in time. And that retires the side, but not before the Royals pick up 4 runs. The big hit being the Frank White 3-run home run. And here's Rickey Henderson. Paul Splittorff is still in there. Struck out the side in the 8th. He's faced 27 batters, so he can still go at least one more. He can go 28 as long as it doesn't give up a hit. He can go a complete game. We'll see what happens. Here's a pitch to Rickey Henderson. That's going to be a 26, and against a lefty, that's a base hit. So Rickey Henderson is on with a single. Next is the lefty Murphy. Here's a pitch, and that is a 51. And we're going to see that's going to be a potential error to the shorts. Well, before we do that, let's look at the number to see if we get a KD strikeout. And it's going to be a 3. So oh, no, it's not a strikeout. So we are going to find out. It was a 51. So it's going to be a ground ball to shortstop. And the shortstop is Dave Chalk. And Chalk is at shortstop. Chalk is a 0 error, so he's not going to make an error. We do have to see the number anyway. It's going to be a 4, so it's going to be a fielder's choice. 6-4. So Murphy's on at first, and here's Mike Heath. Mike Heath is he's 0 for 3 today. Here's a pitch from Splittorff. That's a 33, and that's going to be a line drive base hit. And runner will hold unless there's 1 out. So left field. We're going to get an assist opportunity for the left field. Oh, I had to change the defense. All right, so in left field is going to be, actually, we're going to put Wilson in left field. So hold on a second. Wilson's going to go to left. And in center field is going to be Otis. And at first base, it's going to be Wathan. All right. And now we've got Murphy at first. We got Heath. We've got a base hit. And we're going to have Wilson in left field with it. They're going to try to stretch. I don't know why he's going for third, but we're going to roll a die and see if he makes it. 1-4, he's out, and he is out at third base. 7-5. What he's doing, I don't know, making stretching or going for the extra base when he's down by 4 runs. But that's a mental error by Dwayne Murphy, trying to do too much. That's going to be a single. And then Murphy is going to be out at third, tagged out 7-5. So Willie Wilson picks up an assist. And Heath is on at first for Tony Armas with 2 outs. So that's going to be it for Splittorff. He gave up that extra hit, so we're going to have to pull him. And we are going to bring in Craig Chamberlain. To finish it out. Let's see if I can find Chamberlain here. 6-2, my final game of this A's project. I got to see what I'm going to be doing next. I'm itching for a replay to play this 1980 with the old replay cards, which I have, the actual 1980 cards. So Craig Chamberlain is in there. And let's see what happens. Tony Armas. Here's a pitch. And that's an 11. 1-8 single. And we pull a 9, so that's a base hit. And runner on first is going to hold. At second base. So first and second, and here's Essien. So the tying run is now on deck. And Jeff Newman, who's got good power. So let's see what happens. That's a 12, and that is going to be a ground ball to the third baseman who's going to step on the bag. And that's the ball game. So the A's lose it by a score of 6-2. The loss is going to go to Kingman. Splittorff is going to get the victory. And I give you the line score. All right, and the line score. For the Kansas City Royals, 6 runs, 12 hits, no errors, 7 left on base. For the A's, 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors, and 3 left on base. I'll look at some of the stats real quick, just really representing the 32 games that I played. I'll talk to you a little bit about the stats that I've got. Again, it's not representative. It's a small sample size. So we ended up 13-18. I played some tough teams, though. I played a lot of Boston, Baltimore, New York a couple of times around. So I played some of the better teams in the league. So some other guys are playing maybe some of the teams that are not so good, and they'll have better records. So it'll all kind of work out. The A's were, I think, 4 games above 500. So let's look at some team stats, some stuff that really stands out here. Let's look at the batting. So batting averages. Revering batted .364, 24 for 66. Armas .333, 43 for 29. Henderson .312, 39 for 25, and Dwayne Murphy .300, 33 for 110. Wayne Gross 20 for 68, he was .294. McKay 26 for 89, .292. Jeff Newman 27 for 93, .290. Mike Heath 14 for 50, .280. And my team batting average, let's see what that was. That was .272. In reality, their team batting average. But this, again, is only a small sample size of 90 games, 30 games. So, but I believe, you know what? I don't have well, we'll find out when we bring all the stats together. We'll look at that. But let's look at the home runs. Let's see who hit the most home runs here. Armas is my lead home run hitter, and he was my lead home run hitter with 5. He also led with RBIs 23, and that's in line with reality. Wayne Gross had 4 home runs. Jeff Newman had 2 home runs and 20 RBIs, so he drove in a lot of runs. Stolen base-wise, it was Ricky Anderson with 9 stolen bases. Next was Dwayne Murphy with 7 stolen bases. Mitchell Page had 3. So that's realistic. Let's go to pitching. Let's see how we did in pitching. ERA-wise, my best pitcher. That's my worst pitcher. My best pitcher was Mike Norris with a .266, which is realistic. Next was Langford with a .378. Then it was Matt Keogh, again, realistic, .388. Then I had Kingman with a 5, and then oh, that's weird. Oh, I think I have 2 Rick Langford. That happens a lot. So I have 2 Rick Langfords. So I'm going to have to add all his stats. Finally, it was McCaddy with a .583 ERA. So, and that's about it. So pretty close to what it was in the 32 games that I played. So not bad. Let me see. So pretty close to reality. Close enough. So Langford had two cards. Sometimes I make two cards. And let me double check. I go back to create a game. And then let me check out the roster. You know, I'll check out the roster in the team manager using iScore to track my stats. And I do hate when I create double players because then I gotta, add up the two players. Yeah, I got two Rick Langfords. Great. Anyway, this is CP Cards and Dice. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching. Tony Porter, CND Baseball TV, and I will see you guys soon.